everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and all the amazing comments and feedback you leave me. It means the world, as you know. I've been asked to do a video about some inspiring books to guide you and lead you on your journey. So I've chosen 7 books that I can really recommend you to read to bring blessings, wonder and joy in. Unfortunately, it would have been 8, but I haven't got one of the books that I'm going to recommend to you because I gave it to a client to read and I never got it back. So I need to reorder this book, and that book is I think it's The Genie Within by Radley Valentine. The amazing Radley Valentine, who we all love. It's one of the best books I've read in a long time. I bought it last year, and it's very much about incorporating the law of attractions with the power of angels to bring blessings in. And I'm pretty sure it's called The Genie Within, or it's a beautiful blue book. So if you can get that one, then I really recommend it. And I've put that on my Amazon wish list. I'm going to have to buy it again because it's so amazing. You know, it gave me goose pimples when I read it. I bought it last year at the Angels Summit and I was just like, oh my goodness, this book's amazing, you know. So the first book then I'm going to recommend, and you may have read some of these, maybe you haven't done, but it'd be really good to get in the comments section. Tell me what you guys think about these books, if you've read them, what experiences you've had with them, you know. Because the first book changed my life. And that's why I'm putting this as the #1 book to buy, because it brings in such amazing blessings. And it's The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. Now, I've spoke about this before. I've spoke about it on streams. I've spoke about it when I'm doing videos, and this book is magic. It really is, you know, it's powerful, because this is like a workbook. I think it's a 28-day workbook that incorporates gratitude into every day. And if you think you're a grateful person, when you read The Magic, you'll realise that you weren't actually grateful at all. And it will change your life and bring blessings in. It will bring magical abundance in that will blow you away. And the best thing about this book is that you can do it like a workbook from heaven, like something you're studying. That's what I loved about it. I've probably done this about 4 times now, and I bought this a long time ago. So, I mean, I've wrote in this book, I'll read you what I've put. I've put, I am so grateful that I am now grateful. I am so grateful for the time every day that I have to be grateful. I am truly blessed to have read this book, as it is changing my life every day with wonder and magic. Thank you for this book. So I've wrote some things there straight away, because when I read this book, it was so powerful. And I did it every day. You have to do it every day for 28 days or it doesn't bring in the same power, by the way. And I saw every day as a little test from heaven, you know, like a little workbook from heaven to bring blessings in. So if you can, I really recommend, if you haven't already, buy The Magic, because it's one of the best books you'll ever read. And I kind of went a bit mad when I bought this, because I wanted everyone to read it. So I was buying copies for my friends, and they weren't even ready for the guidance, you know. And they were like, Liz, what's this book all about? Why are you buying me this book? And I was like, you have to read this book. It will change your life. And it changed mine, and I hope it'll change yours. So that's the first one, The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. The second book is The Amazing Wings of Forgiveness by Kyle Gray. Now, this is the second time I've bought this book, because the first time I gave it to a client. And I tend to do this when clients come to me for readings. I get so inspired and intense in what I'm doing. Anything they guide me to do, I do. So, you know, if the angels say give them that book, I have to give them the book. And most of the time, you know, I say borrow the books, but they never get them back to me. So I lost the first copy that was signed by Kyle, and I bought it again. Did I actually buy this? Is this signed by Kyle? No, this was one I think I bought. I think I just, yeah. Oh no, he has signed it. He has signed it. So I did get this signed. I must have got this last year then, when I saw Kyle, or maybe the year before, I can't remember. But as you can see, I haven't really read it yet, because I've already read it. So I bought it again because it's a book that you can read over and over. And it's called The Wings of Forgiveness because it covers everything in here about forgiveness energy. Mary Magdalene's in this book, how to connect with your forgiveness angels, how to let go of the past to move forward fearlessly. It's an absolutely superb book. So I can really recommend this one because it will bring blessings in, especially if you're on the twin flame journey, because, you know, forgiveness is a big part of that. So an absolute must read for twin flames. The next book that I've got is one of my absolute favourites. You guys know that I adore Abraham Hicks. And this is Asking It As Given by Abraham, obviously channeled through Esther. You know, by Esther and Jerry Hicks, Asking It As Given, Learning to Manifest Your Desires. Now, this is probably the second copy, I think, or the third copy I've had of this one. Because when I first got into the Law of Attraction, which was a long time ago, I think it was 2011, you know, this was one of the first books that I had. But at the time, I wasn't ready for it. So I ended up giving it away. And then I got it again. I'm pretty sure this is the third time I've bought it now. So, you know, I've started it again and I'm loving it. And this pretty much goes into, you know, how to raise your vibration, things you can do to bring blessings in when you're feeling low. You know, it shows you how to manifest and what to do to bring appreciation in. And it just, honestly, it's such a fabulous book. Obviously, it is by, you know, Abraham. So if you're not, you know, if you're not really knowing what I'm talking about, you need to really check out Abraham first because it can be very confusing. And that's why it was confusing to me at the beginning. So if you're new to working with the Law of Attraction, you may find this one a bit tough to take. But if you do buy it, just keep it on your shelf and grab it when you're guided to, because Wayne Dyer actually does a beautiful introduction in this book. And, you know, he says it how it is as well. And Abraham and I think it's Jerry who says in the beginning, you know, if you're not ready to read the book yet, just leave it in the home. And, you know, it'll just shout you when you're ready. But, yeah, this book, beautiful book, absolutely amazing, Asking It As Given. Now, another book, you probably won't have heard of this one, but I'm going to give him a big shout out because he's really one of my friends, you know. I see him as a friend. I haven't seen him for probably about 2 years now. But, you know, me and Gary spend some proper time together when I am in London. And, you know, he's amazing. Gary Markwick, he's a famous palmist. He's based in Camden Market, but he goes all over the world reading people's palms. He's read Obama's palm. He's fascinating. And he's wrote a couple of books. But this is the book that really stands out. And this is Gary here. You can see him there. Gary Markwick, yeah, you can, I don't know if you can see his name. Yeah, it's there, Gary Markwick, okay? And this book's called Now It Begins. Now, this is his take on the Law of Attraction, but it absolutely brings blessings in. And the thing I love about it is it's really big writing, you know. So if you're going a bit blind like me and you need to use a magnifying glass, you can read it perfectly. And, you know, there's an amazing story in here about letting go. And I just absolutely love it. And, you know, he uses symbolism like, you know, the eagles for manifestation, and it's just a superb book. So, you know, if you can get this book, you'll love it and you'll read it very quickly. It's one of them you can't put down, you know. And I really love this. I've probably read it a couple of times now. And, you know, one day I'll probably sit down and read you something in here that really resonates with me, and I think it will resonate with you. So this is Now It Begins by Gary Markwick, a beautiful book. And if you're ever in London on a Sunday, go to Camden Market and track him down and have a reading because he's amazing. And, you know, he's knocking on a bit now, but he looks in his 30s. Honestly, he's doing something right. He's just got this fabulous energy around him, you know. So Gary Markwick, amazing, based in Camden Market. If he's still there, I hope he is, because I want to go and check him out in July. And then we've got You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. Now, I keep going on about this book. This is a fabulous book. Now, I haven't actually read all of this book. The reason I have this is because of the appendix that's at the back. And what this is, it lists pretty much every single physical illness that you get, the reason why you get it, and the spiritual affirmation to get rid of the dis-ease or the illness within your body. So it's like a manifesto, you know, and I use this when I'm working with clients as well. If they're going through anything, any physical symptoms, I'll just grab the book and explain the probable cause of why they've manifested it into their physical body, and their new thought pattern to really combat it. So I'll give you an example. So in here, we've got addictions. So a problem is the addiction, and the probable cause is running from the self, fear, and not knowing how to love the self. And that makes so much sense, because when you're addicted to something, it's because you don't trust in yourself and you're trying to mask something within you that needs healing. And then if you use a new thought pattern, which is really an affirmation, it says, I now discover how wonderful I am. I choose to love and enjoy myself. And there's a new thought pattern for every single condition here. So it's an absolutely wonderful book to keep in the house, because if you get some form of dis-ease in your body, if you get an illness or something's wrong, straight away, before you panic and go to the accident unit or ring a doctor, you know, you can go to this book and say, well, why have I manifested this then? Why? You know, even things like the common cold, you know, and I know that people say who get colds, you know, oh, well, I caught it off somebody, or all these things. But, you know, I know the truth. And the truth is, the reason you catch a cold, let me find it, colds, it says you've got too much going on at once. When you get a cold, your mind's in overdrive. You may be overworking, or your mind might be trying to work out a problem, a solution to a problem, and it's going all over the place. And he says you've got too much going on at once, mental confusion. Thinking like, I get 3 colds every winter, because that's what you think, that's what society says. Remember, what you believe becomes reality. A thought is just, a belief is just a thought you keep thinking. So when you get a cold, if you realise, oh, well, I was actually doing too much then, or, you know, all of these things, that's the reason why you get them. And then you use the affirmation, which is, I allow my mind to relax and be at peace. All is well. So it's such a fabulous book to have. And if you want to heal your life, then obviously read all the book, you know. And I possibly should have read all the book, but I haven't actually done it yet, so I will at one time. So How You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay is a fabulous book to read. Then we've got the amazing The Alchemist. I can't even say it. The Alchemist, sorry, not The Alchemist. The Alchemist, you know. And I know there are a lot of you have read this because I've spoke about it before. This story blew me away. I can't believe I didn't read this until last year, because this is a fabulous book, you know. It's the story of a young boy and how he manifests the life of his dreams by travelling around and finding out wisdom. So he becomes the alchemist of his life. He becomes the magician of his life, and it's his journey into that. So this is a must read. You know, this is one that you have to read when you're travelling, like on the train, or if you're lying on a beach, if you're on holiday. I can really recommend The Alchemist. Such a fantastic book. And then I'm going to end. There's so many other books I could go into, but I don't want it to be a really long video. I'm going to end with one that I actually got this year. And I've read probably about half of it, you know. I need to continue reading it, but it's a lot of information to take in, but absolutely superb. And this will make you laugh, because I knew nothing about the guy who wrote this book or anything about this book. It was actually on a skippable video that I was watching on YouTube. So YouTube introduced me to this book and this guy, who I think is one of the most inspiring gurus for manifesting money and miracles and success that has ever walked the earth, and that's Graziosi. You know, this book is called Millionaire Success Habits, and you know, it's quite a new book. I think it's been going a lot longer in America than it has in the UK, but this book gives you real inspiring guidance on how to become a millionaire. And it's more about not how you're going to make millions and millions of pounds, but about the habits that bring success in. Success in whatever avenue you're trying to create, whatever you want to do in your life. This book will bring blessings in. So I can really recommend it. And if you've seen this knocking about on YouTube, then perhaps this is a sign for you to buy this book, because I love it. And like I say, I'm only halfway through it right now, because I tend to read like sort of a few chapters of a book and then I get distracted with other things, and then I'll read another book, you know. And one of you amazing subscribers, one of you amazing soul family, you know, you got me Eat, Pray, Love, from, you know, you've sent me that, and I'm seeing that as a little birthday present because it's my birthday in July. And you know, you bought me that book off my Amazon wish list, and I've got it and I'm saving it, and I'm going to read it when I go to London. I'm going to read it on the train when I'm going and coming back. So I'm so looking forward to that. So thank you again for sending me that. But yeah, Wings of Forgiveness is a really good one for twin flames as well. But I can fully recommend Radley's book. You know, obviously The Magic as well by Rhonda Byrne. But if I could recommend you one book right now to read, to rush out and buy and read, it would be Radley Valentine's book. I think it's called The Genie Within. It's a beautiful blue cover and it's so amazing. That book, honestly, I couldn't put it down. I could not put it down, and I'm really gutted that I haven't got it now, because I actually had it signed, you know, and I gave it to a client and it's never come back to me. So perhaps that's a sign that I need to get it again. But yes, you definitely need to read that book, Radley Valentine, The Genie Within. I hope these have helped. I hope it brings a bit of, you know, insight into what books you can buy next, or what you can ask for your birthday, or even Christmas time. Because let's be honest, Christmas, it's not far away when you look at it in the bigger picture. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.